guy eats. He eats a lot, but it's a lot of meat. Just like he'll eat like a 30-ounce steak.
Be complete without going after the liver first.
I can't explain it. I cannot.
I need 12 pounds of prime Angus with medium decal, ideally slaughtered in the spring, no later than
No
mid-June.
scientific evidence linking the carnivore diet with good health.
It begins with a seemingly simple idea. The most nutrient-dense foods are animal organs and meat, so why not only eat those and nothing else? With mainstream promotion of the idea, with celebrities promoting it, and even people building whole careers off of teaching it, surely there's merit to the carnivore diet, right?
And if you're eating food that, like, grass-fed beef, or in my case, elk, or I'm sure vegetables are not bad for you. I just did it to try to find did it to try to find out what it's like to only eat meat.
But the further you look down the rabbit hole, the more meaty things become. It's an idea heavily promoted by bodybuilders and quote-unquote fitness gurus. The carnivore diet is no longer a fringe concept, it has very much infiltrated the mainstream. In this video, we'll be dismantling the debate. Is it the next breakthrough in health and fitness, or just a high-priced ticket to an early grave? The latest spokesman of this lifestyle is Brian Johnson, famously known as Liver King.
And it's just bursting onto the scene and fucking promoting the absolute 9 tenets of, ancestral living, promoting eating steaks and shit, and just being the all-around boss that he is.
Liver King promotes eating raw meat. He called it the reason behind his abs and muscular body. Liver King claims that he is CEO of Ancestral Lifestyle. He is called Liver King because he eats more than a pound of raw liver every day. Eating liver doesn't mean he only eats liver though. No, King eats everything of an animal from head to tail but in the raw form. Other than the liver, his favorite organs are the tongue, bone marrow, and testicles. He firmly rejects vegan food and also those who practice veganism.
Why would I eat vegetables when I can have testicles?
This is what I would say is this is one of the most important things you can do. One of the easiest levers to pull is eating liver. Eating nose to tail, eating carnivorous. We're wrapped around the axle focused on this. Again, if you're gonna pull one lever, make it fucking liver. Because liver's gonna change the trajectory of your life, and it's gonna improve your mood, your memory, it's gonna improve your drive, it's gonna improve you in a way that you can embrace all night. So I say liver is king. So make sure that you embrace the fucking liver.
Liver King, the man who eats raw meat to build his muscles, is seducing the audience. With over 1.7 million Instagram followers and 2 million TikTok followers, he wants you to believe that raw meat is the real strength and that anyone can achieve optimum strength and an incredible physique if they train hard and eat like him. But he's not alone. If you visit the website meatheals.com, you'll see over 800 more people share their success stories of how this diet helped them cure things from infertility and cystic acne to irritable bowel syndrome and depression, with many of them experiencing incredible body transformations as well. How is this possible? Doesn't this go against everything we've learned about saturated fats, cholesterol? I think it's important to understand their argument, so I recommend you watch this video by the YouTube channel What I've Learned, who does a superb job breaking down the carnivore diet argument. Well, according to data collected by Lloyd and Sinclair, the liver, adrenal gland, and brain are high in vitamin C, which explains Liver King's obsession with eating organ meat. However, the same data shows skeletal muscle, cardiac, and smooth muscle have far less. But what you may not know is that since glucose, carbs, and vitamin C have similar structure, they compete for transports within the body. Too much carbs can inhibit vitamin C transport, so the less glucose you consume, the more efficiently you can utilize vitamin C. Promising results, right? But every pro has its con. Organ meat can risk your life because of high cholesterol and saturated fat content. The toxins and chemicals the animal have encountered its whole life may be stored in these organs. Brain meat can be a source of transmission of diseases such as mad cow disease. No one wants that, so that argument is hard to determine at this time. Your next thought might be how a diet with zero dietary fiber can be practical. We hear our whole lives that fiber is the best way to reverse bowel problems or stay regular. But au contraire, Dr. Paul Mason conducted a study in which the results of 63 participants with constipation compared results after practicing low and high fiber diets. And the results?
Not one patient on the zero fiber diet had any symptoms, and these findings were highly statistically significant, highly. Every single person in the low zero fiber group ended up having one bowel action per day, every day. Those in the high fiber group, one bowel action on average every 6.83 days.
Of course, meat is a staple component of the human diet. Almost 80% of people in the world consume meat. Its quantity is more than 350 million tons. Increase in red meat consumption is evident these days, and studies reveal the adverse health effects of consuming red meat, such as diabetes, coronary heart disease, heart failure, stroke, cancer, and mortality. But categorizing meat is not a simple debate. It can't be done without understanding each aspect. Nutritionists and health experts have been working for decades to conclude whether red meat is good or bad for your health. Researchers claim that red meat contains protein, vitamin B12, and iron. Meat is a source of nutrients, and there is no misconception about that. Without getting involved in any environmental and ethical debate, I'll just stick to the main purpose of this video. Does eating meat only make you strong and healthier than the rest? So what do I think? Are these testimonies from people experiencing great results real? Yes, I think they are. I think you can lose weight and that protein will certainly help you gain muscle, but I also think this will happen with any sort of restrictive dieting. For every carnivore diet testimony, you will find an equally passionate vegan testimony. For example, Mike Fremont, the 100-year-old marathon runner who claims to have cured his colon cancer from adopting a vegan diet.
I went cold turkey on what is now known as a vegan diet. At that time, it was a macrobiotic diet. And I hold that largely responsible for all the records that I set in old age. No question in my mind. Absolutely, it is diet that has determined my existence, my continued existence, and my beautiful health.
I'm not surprised hearing about the benefits of the carnivore diet. Any diet that cuts out processed foods, carbs, sugar, and heavy cooking oils is going to have an immediate positive effect on your health. But you could think of it more as a sort of temporary reset button. But it seems most of the proponents of this diet praise recent new data that fits their agenda, but fail to acknowledge long-established science that states that for most people, high-protein, high-fat diet is not healthy in the long term. One of the most prominent is this 2018 study by the American Heart Association that released research that cautioned against meat consumption, stating that consuming animal fat could increase one's risk of death by 21%, while eating unsaturated fats from plants decreased the risk of overall mortality by 16% due to high blood pressure or heart disease, which may not show up for another 20 or 30 years. Is that a risk you're willing to take? I don't know if I am. We should eat more monounsaturated fatty acids from plant sources and less monounsaturated fatty acids from animal sources, said the study colleague at the Department of Nutrition at Harvard, Marta Gualfere. However, we also can't deny the fact that different people will react differently to different diets. No two people have the same body physiology. It's the same reason some people are highly intolerant to lactose, but others, like myself, could eat a whole wheel of cheese without any worry of consequences. But getting back to our icon of the video, Liver King, he attributes his gladiator-like physique to just organ meat and hard work. But various experts vehemently disagree.
What do I think about his natural status? Frankly, I think that it is extremely misleading. Instead of just saying, you know, I took some shit, but it's not like I'm in a fucking regulated sport, so why does it matter? I've never cheated nor taken a shortcut in any capacity of life. Like, did anyone ask if you've cheated in a tested league or anything like that? Like, no, obviously you're not. Ultimately, what do I think? I would be, to be honest, I think the likelihood is extremely high this guy is enhanced, and I do not think this is representative of ancestral living physique development.
He's a businessman after all, and there's millions of dollars to be made, baby. So why would he come out and say that he's been relying on anabolic steroids this whole time?
The Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Well,
just shut the fuck up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods, and he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. All that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet.
So ultimately, my best advice for you is to do your own research and find what works best for you. The new IT diet seems to be forever changing. Atkins, keto, carnivore, I don't know. But one thing I'm sure of is this: do not risk your life blindly following advice from businesses. But me, I tend to lean away from the carnivore diet. After all, evidence shows we humans are omnivores and have evolved to need variety and gut flora diversity. But my gut is telling me that the vegan diet might be in my not so distant future because, well, it's hard to ignore the only 100-year-old that still runs marathons.